Joining us now, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, the great Marsha Blackburn. Senator Blackburn, thank you for coming on. You know, looking at this situation as an optimist who loves America and who believes in America, these are times that try our souls, and I can't figure out which is worse, the recklessness in Afghanistan or the recklessness of this anti-growth redistributionist budget. What are you thinking today?
I have to tell you that Tennesseans are, first of all, concerned about getting people out of Afghanistan. I was up in Clarksville, where Fort Campbell is located, and heard from so many veterans, military families, people with children in West Point, and they were very concerned about the broken promises, the message this sends to our allies. What you were talking about, Larry, leaving our citizens behind enemy lines. Likewise, you have so many people that are astounded that Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer would be dancing and giddy and happy that they are burdening our children and grandchildren with debt that is going to hamper them and their ability to have the American dream. The average child that is born this year is going to have $83,000 of personal debt, their responsibility, their share of our federal debt. That is what we're heaping on these children. And I have grandchildren. I want them to be able to live the American dream, to have their dreams come true. And how dare we burden them with this spending? And how dare the U.S. House take their time on legislation like this when everyone, and it is bipartisan, in the frustration with this administration, with this Department of State, this DOD leadership team. We know that our men and women in uniform are working as hard as they can. They are the strongest and best fighting force on the face of the earth. But they are being hamstrung by a commander-in-chief who thereby is the leader of the free world, who is not acting like it. And as you said, his agenda is America last, not America first. We owe it to our citizens to get them out. We owe it to our partners to get them out. We owe it to our NATO allies to keep our word.
Senator Blackburn, I was talking earlier to our mutual friend, Art Laffer, about this reckless budget.
Yes.
And Art's insight, one of his many insights, is that the key word here is not growth. There's no growth and prosperity and job creation in this whole budget.
That's right.
The key word is redistribution, and the idea that we're going to take resources from one side and give it to the other, make people, more and more people, dependent on government welfare, and essentially provide incentives not to work. That's the way Arthur summed up this budget. You think he's right?
I do think that Art is right. And I would add to that also, what we're doing is incentivizing industrial growth in China because of the Green New Deal provisions that are in there, because of the shortage that we have for semiconductors, for microprocessors, the push that you see for electric vehicles, many of those parts made in China. Larry, if we do not repatriate this manufacturing to the United States, if we don't bring back rare earth minerals, that mining, if we do not bring back our pharmaceuticals, look at what we're doing to ourselves. In China, of course, what is their interest in Afghanistan? And this is where this all fits together. China has long wanted a land route from Beijing to Tehran. So you have to cozy up to Afghanistan to get that. That is why they 3 weeks ago had the Taliban leadership over in Beijing, took a big picture. Wall Street Journal put that picture in the paper, and it is the Chinese Communist Party and your Taliban leadership standing side by side, shoulder to shoulder. So China's going to get what they want. Now, what do they want to manufacture? They want to manufacture affordable, in their words, less expensive military equipment. Who is this going to be aimed at? The U.S. and our ally Israel. And I bet you that some of those Black Hawks and that artillery that was left behind at Bagram Airfield, which was really a very undisciplined decision by Joe Biden, that it has probably found its way over into a factory in China, and they are trying to figure out how they're going to be able to replicate this equipment. This is a disaster. This budget is a disaster. The recklessness with which they are dealing with our federal budget, which they're tipping it over $30 trillion. By the time we get another decade down the road, we're going to be up over $45 trillion. And they're giddy. They're so excited that they are creating a socialistic government where they, the Democratic Party, will never lose, and the American people will not have a choice.
All right, we'll leave it there. Senator Blackburn, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it very much. Well said.
You got it.
Hope to see you soon.